Hello chat, hello guys, what is up? Hello Ken, see you in the chat. It's time, finally time for 2023 and my streams in this, hopefully, this time a good year, or at least better than 2022. How are you guys doing so far? I switched to Minecraft for a bit, but I will go to other screen a bit later. Just wanna like run around while talking, waiting for some more people maybe to join. Because I will be mostly just talking and chilling, not really playing anything today. I know, had an idea for this kind of stream at the end of 2022, but didn't have much time for it. So, and then I just been drinking after for the past few days. Well, not all the days, just some of them. So it's been relaxing, meeting some friends who I haven't seen in like a year and a half. My good IRL friend came back from military recently, so got to see him. It was very bug. Really glad meeting old friends, and I'll probably will meet some of them during this week as well. Is my microphone working, by the way? Because my OBS is like weird. It's like it doesn't show that my sound is working. Like it doesn't show any like slides. But when I was testing, everything was working. So I don't know. Weird. I hope you can hear me on stream right now. Would have been kinda awkward if I just started the stream, just muted mic completely. It would be funny, but also a bit awkward. So, yeah, I will be meeting some of my friends later this week. So, probably not gonna be streaming as much. I might do like one Minecraft, maybe like party games related stream, and then we'll try to be a bit more consistent starting next week. Have a lot of things I wanna do, have a lot of plans, so we'll see how it will go. Right now, for now, we just hang out, we just chill. I'll pull up the tier list in a bit. I had an idea to do like I have a Google Sheets doc that I'm updating like once in a few months. Just basically just kind of like a skill tier list for party gamers. Where I'm putting what I think is the current like skill level of most of the active players compared to each other, and based on that I kinda well, not based on that, but like it helps me with balancing for the tournaments a little bit as well. Just trying to put everyone in like perspective against each other. So maybe it will help for future tournaments as well. It will be harder this time because we didn't have an actual big 1v1 in like 6 months. Like we had 2 mini tournaments with a lot of banned games and very specific rules. which made the tournaments extremely interesting, but also all this excitement, a lot of this interesting stuff was coming from those rules and ban games and RNG it was involving, so it would be hard to tell. Like, I wasn't like looking into all of the games, all of the mini games. I'm not going to do that because it's too much work. Just, I don't know, just my humble opinion from what I've seen, which will obviously be not 100% correct, not even close, but maybe we can do a bit of like discussion in chat about it once more people join. I'm waiting for Sant to come. He really wanted to not really wanted, but pretty sure he wanted to see me doing those tier lists, so I had only one in mind though. With that skill tier list. I had some other ideas for like, I don't know, for like the tournament games and maybe like the best moments in the community of 2022, but like we usually do that kind of stuff around the community anniversary, so I don't know if it will be, I don't know if it will make sense to do something like this right now. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how long this one tier list will take me. Because it will probably take a lot of time, me explaining all of the stuff, all my thoughts. There are quite a few players, so we'll see how it will go. Oh my god, streamer. Oh my god, hello, Sant. I was just talking about you. Just talking about how I was waiting for you to join. Because I know you wanted to see the tier lists and stuff. So we will get to them shortly. A bit sus. What do you mean sus? I'm definitely not sus. So I swear, I was never sus in my life. Don't look at any clips that have als is sus in their name. Those are not real. Those are just fake and edited clips of me. What's wrong, Ken? Yeah. I will. What was I saying? I will get to the tier lists in a bit. Just wanna talk about the 2022 and 2023, how the last year went and stuff. I'm not gonna talk too much about it because I already said a lot in my announcement message in the Discord server. Oh, you guys probably know most of the stuff. It's been a very uncertain year for me. I would like to like hear like your overall like experience with 2022 as well. You don't have to like go full depth like I did in my message, just like, I don't know, overall thoughts. Be interested in reading them, because 2020, like a lot of people saying that 2022 was like the worst year for them, especially here. I wonder why. I wonder what happened that might have caused it. But yeah, for me it definitely wasn't the worst year. And I think I said at the end of the message, in fact, that it's one of my favorite years because of how it ended and how cool everything was in the November, December mostly. Just the ending of 2022 really carried it for me. And also the fact that I finally graduated from university and moved to a different place. Like, a lot of good shit happened. Like, if only if only all the other stuff that was causing a lot of problem and stress for me and other people didn't happen, it would have been a fucking banger year, but I hate it. My favorite YouTuber died in 2022. Yeah, that's I think that's for a lot of people in Minecraft community. Unless there is someone else yeah, but yeah, this is certainly one of the bad things that happened in during that year. But yeah, very unfortunate. But I don't know, for me, like I said, it was a lot of good things just happened at the end, so hopefully the 2023 will not suck as much. It can't get any worse than that, right guys? It's so I think people were saying the exact same thing after 2020 and look what happened after that. But yeah, last few years for whole world weren't too smooth, I would say. could be better, that's for sure. Maybe 2023 is the year that will change things for the better. Maybe it's only uphill from now. Copium. Because for me, so far, after first 7 days, it's been okay. It's been chill. I've been hanging out with friends, hanging out with family, procrastinating, having like no motivation to do anything. That's why it took a bit long for stream to do a stream at all. I was planning to do it like a bit earlier, like maybe on like 3rd or 4th of January, but I used to say that every year. Oh no. Nah, it's fine. I'm telling you, 2023 will be a good year. I believe. I believe everything will be okay. So. Yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, I was like meeting up with friends. I had a meeting with 2 friends on 4th, so. And I had to like recover from that night for a bit. It's too much alcohol for my old body and not that much sleep, so had to recover, and now I'm in good condition to do a bit of streaming. Yeah. Also, Merry Christmas everyone. Today is 7th in Russia and almost 7th in almost every country, which means it's time for Christmas here, the Orthodox Christmas. I'm the only streamer who does 2 Christmas streams during the year. Merry Christmas, yeah. It's because I did the one on 25th for a Advent calendar event, and now the one on this Christmas as well. So you're welcome guys, 2 Christmas streams. Very cool content. What can I say? Alright. Gosh. Alright, are you guys ready for some tier lists, for some discussions, for some maybe even controversies? Because rating people, like doing anything like skill related in party games, like I don't know, tier lists, top scores, like tournaments. It's like just all so, I don't know, so arbitrary. Like it's such an arbitrary game, so it's just really hard to be what's it called? Very objective, I would say, with your opinions here. But I'm trying my best. Trying my best. Why is there so many like sad songs? I haven't checked this playlist in a while. I just put a lot of songs from different games in here for more of a like chill atmosphere, and it has so many like I don't know, so many melancholy and just sad, almost sad songs. I don't know why. Oh, maybe it doesn't sound too sad for you guys. I don't know. Let's see. So switching to the tier list in like a minute. Be prepared. It's very wide, very bright, because I have no idea how to make Google Sheets not as bright on my PC, and this is where I will be doing the first and maybe the only tier list today. So prepare your eyes for anyone who might not handle that much brightness. Try to make some of the cells like gray-ish. I don't know if it's like a problem for anyone, but who knows? Who knows? Let's see. Give me a minute. I will open the tier list. There it is. Look at it. Look at this beauty I made. Oh gosh, I saw me switching on my other screen. It's so fucking bright. I'm sorry. So how this will work is I have a list of all people who played in the recent tournaments, starting with 4th 1v1 and ending with Christmas 1v1, excluding the people who played only one game. Because I don't know, it just doesn't really make much sense to me. I tried to put them, but then I was like, especially a lot of people from Christmas 1v1, like they played one game, like half of the games were like banned by regular tournament rules, and they also went up against like people like Cobb and IL and Tree, so like it's like the best of the best players, so it's really hard to grade people like that. And I also for 3v3, for people who played in 3v3, I only included people who played in 1v1 and PB Hunt categories. I didn't include people who only did wins grind, because also really hard to grade a player just based off like wins and stuff and the amount of time they put in them. So like for example, you can see like Swift here, who only played one game in Halloween 1v1, but he also had one PB Hunt in 3v3, so I put him here. And how I will be doing this is I just look at all the people, put them in the list how I think there's skill based on 1v1s and PBs, and maybe some top scores relate to each other. So and I will try to sort them within the tiers, but if someone is in the same tier as the other person, they basically have around the same skill, in my opinion, right now. So that's kinda it. And I also would love to hear your guys' opinion on everything I will be saying. So 50 IQ, what events did you use? 100 IQ, I eyeballed it. Yeah, That's pretty much it. I will just be eyeballing stuff. Well, kinda. I have in mind all of the like tournament results and like most of the like PBs and top scores, but like I always wanted to do a very in-depth tier list, but I always like, I don't know, get bored of it, so just somewhat eyeball it. Somewhat. I don't know. I used to have only I used to not have S plus tier before when I first made this tier list. But then there was just too many good players, so I had to add another tier. Another 7-hour stream, Pogo. I hope not. I hope gonna we're not gonna be here for 7 hours, but unless we'll have a very long discussions, then we might. This would be quite funny if we did. Can't wait to stay up all night. Nah, it won't be that long, I swear. Hope. Like, I don't know, because a lot of positions I think are pretty obvious and not very arguable. But we'll see. We will see. So I know. I probably will go just starting from one side of the tier list. I think it's easier to start from the top because I know, because usually people from like top tiers, like they play more than others in like competitive format, so it's easier to tell like good players apart rather than the players who don't play as much. So I feel like it would be easier to start from S plus and slowly go towards C. I have all the positions here, kinda, like I did like a draft in my head of how many people will be in each tier approximately, but might change as we go down. We'll see. So, and I think no one will have any I don't know, any what's it called, complaints, any contradictions about the first position. Like there is like a reason there is a different tier for me, at least outside of everyone, and S plus, and it's just botchida. Like I don't think anyone could argue with that. For and it's been like, for me at least, when I would always do tier lists, I always put Chida in a different tier outside from everyone, because it just like doesn't make sense to put him with anyone else in the same tier. This one is just too OP. Like he even though he doesn't play as much, he doesn't like grind wins really much, he doesn't like play for like records and stuff, his results in competitive games are still just unbeatable, basically. He still haven't lost a single 1v1, he still won the 4th 1v1 tournament, and the only game he played in 3v3 1v1, he went up against Khan, although I didn't have too much practice, just like Cheetah, still considered a pretty good player, and Cheetah just annihilated him, so, like, although I say people are getting, seem to get a bit closer to Cheetah with how much people improved, but he's still unreachable and above us all. I don't think anyone has any questions about that. Unless you guys do. Then you can argue that he doesn't belong here or not, if he belongs here or not. But now that we move down to the S tier, the players who can basically beat almost everyone, and maybe even beat Bot Cheetah, maybe, on some days. This is where things will start getting a bit, not vague, but arguable, at least. So, especially considering that some players, like, from this tier will, they haven't played in the big 1v1s. Oh, you guys probably know who I will be referring to. But for now, who do you think, guys, is the second closest to Cheetah? I want to hear your opinion first. As for me, it's a bit more obvious, but I wonder. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just too. Can't wait. Maybe I'm just too have too much ego about this one. Because I'll say before I continue, just want to say that I'm taking in consideration the like whole time period since the start of 4.1v1, so which unfortunately makes it even more vague, but I usually try to rate it based on last two tournaments, but we had a lot of unusual and like smaller tournaments recently, so I decided to include 4.1v1 here because it was the only like big one recently. So I don't know if I said it before, but just to clarify. Okay. Well, for the second place, for my favorite place, I think. I mean, I'm just good. What can I say? But if I'm being serious, it's second final in 1v1 tournaments in a row without losing a single game. Like 3 world records broken in that time period. I think it's like Super Ship, Jungle Jump, and Spider Maze. You can like for what those records worth, at least. And every single and 3 PB hunts in 3v3. I didn't play any 1v1s after a 1v1 tournament, so. But I played 3 PB hunts and won all 3 of them against really good players, so. I would say I'm not as good right now, though. Like, if I played in the like Christmas 1v1, I probably would be destroyed. But that's why. We don't know that since I didn't play, and since I didn't play, we can't argue. Can't argue about it, really. Yeah, I just like you probably saw it on streams that I haven't been having too much of a good time, yeah, with my skill level. But I will try to keep this level and maybe stay in the same position, maybe move up a little bit even in the next only one, but for now it's for me it's like a bit obvious, this one, but mostly because I haven't played with many S tiers during the last month, so I don't know. Maybe I would get annihilated, maybe not. And now, well, for me, it's the third position is also pretty obvious, but still could be argued about this one. I think even though Sand doesn't play as much anymore and can't really play in the tournaments because of internet issues, from what I know, but yeah, the top 3 of 4-1v1 is just my top 3 in tier lists. Just Sant is just too OP. What can I say? Because he had like one of the most impressive results in 4-1v1. He got like very close to beating Cheetah in semifinals, even though he didn't like win really a single game. He only managed to tie one. If you look at the rounds, I think they won exactly the same amount of rounds, or Cheetah like won one more than him, so which is impressive as fuck. And he also had a very good like PB hunt in 3v3, as well as he like the man broke in 2 tournaments he participated. He broke he broke a like world record in both of them while playing. Like, man, man, what the hell? I really love to play with Sent one day in the big tournaments. If I get a chance, I would love to see how well we will do against each other, because it feels like it would be as close as my game with Cheetah, at least. I know it could go either way, but for me, it's like this. My top 3 right now currently looks something like that. And now the 4th player is the person who moved up who moved a lot of spots. If I had him on the tier list at the start, he would have just zoomed towards the top, and he might keep moving up. I also don't think many people will argue if that's IL. Man just came out of nowhere. Like, probably, I think he's like the newest grinder in both like competitives and top scores and wins grind. Like, he like started playing later than everyone else, and he won 2 mini tournaments back to back. Even though those tournaments had a lot of RNG in them with man games and specific like rules. Like, it was the same for Cheetah. Like, Cheetah won first 2 tournaments that didn't have any ban games and didn't really had any like actual competition there. And similar thing with IL. He had like 2 close games with Cobb, but and like 1 close game with 3, I think. All of them were 3-2, if I remember correctly. No, Cobb lost 2-1 to IL in the first in the Halloween 1v1, so. And not mentioning that the fact that IL broke like 4 records since he started playing, and it was like right in the middle of 4-1v1. Like, he just got randomly in the game with Sky and Wire, so. And he just popped off there, kinda. He stole some stars from both of them, which is, I think, how he got invited in the server. So can't wait to see him in the big 1v1. Maybe he will be the person who will break Cheetah's streak, because so far he has all the chances. Like, he didn't like completely swept the mini 1v1s, but he keeps improving, and he like has a lot of like good PBs and good scores, and as well as an insane amount of consistency. So we'll see. But for now, he's like here. Also would love to see him against Sand at one point, but I don't know how much once again, I don't know how much Sand can play, so unfortunately. I think it's like Sand would slightly be better than AL if they played at like their best performance during this period. But I don't know. Like I said, it's like very vague and it's hard to tell exactly. No. Also, I'm sorry if I'm like just talking way too much, but I don't know if you guys want me to be faster with my explanations or if I can just like talk for hours. But that's so far how S tier looks for me. And like, what is he? Right below IL, the person who he played twice with already is Cobb. Also don't think many people will have questions about that. Just out of curiosity, how familiar are you with what Soulless 4 is? I don't think I've heard about it before. It's like a lot of the things I like seen and heard like a few times in my life, but I just like might not remember. Can you explain what it exactly is? I'm fine with any pace, okay. Like if you like give an overall explanation on what that might be, I might remember if I heard about it before. I was gonna make an extremely specific meme reference relating to it. Oh, okay. Oh. I will Google it right now to see if I did if I heard about it. Oh, it's like okay. No, I definitely didn't know about it before. Okay. Has some memes about it. Yeah, I've seen some hard Guitar Hero levels, but I doubt Soulless 4 was among them. It's like I saw like 1 or 2 songs. So okay, back to the list. Cobb, yeah. If IL didn't exist, it basically would have been just top 4 of Pop 1v1, but you know, I'm very you can see that I value big 1v1 tournaments a lot, but Cobb did had a very good performance in basically every tournament he played. He participated in every single one compared to all the people above him. He played in 4v1 in both mini tournaments and all 3 games of 3v3, so he has like the most database, I would say, from all other 4 people. And he made it to top 4 in 4v1. He got eliminated in the first round of Halloween 1v1 by IL, but it's like was the very close game. And made it to top 4 again in 3v3. But he had like one of the best performances of his team until he switched to PB hand. But we do not talk about Cobb's PB hand. Like he 3-0'd Spider and Khan, like who would probably be somewhere amongst those tiers. So, and both Spider and Khan considered very good players, and he swept them both, as well as beat really good players like Levi and Duke in the 4v1. And Cobb also has like a fucking highlight of the year with his insane comeback against 3 in Christmas 1v1 and almost beating IL on his second try in the finals of the same Christmas 1v1. So Cobb probably played like 1 hour for that PB hand, maybe even less. I don't know. Yeah, I remember like me checking the weekly arcade wins for both Cobb and Levi
like I think 4 hours before PB hunt ends, and I just see 0 for both of them, and I'm like, wait, what? Wait, what are they doing? What is going on? But yeah, Bob had so he got 4th place, eliminated first round, 4th place, and 2nd place, which are very good results, and like probably would have been higher than IL if he won that final, but he unfortunately didn't, losing only 1 round to IL because they tied 2 games and Cobb lost first game by 1 star. So although when I looked at the what games they were playing, most of the Cobb stars did come from the like banned games and games like Avalanche, so with double stars. So I don't know what their 1v1 would have looked like without banned games, which is also interesting to consider, but for now I think being a bit behind AL makes sense. I'll also be like basing some of the placements of people near each other based on their like actual 1v1s that they did, so like, and though I think like even if we don't consider IL and Cobb's 1v1s, IL still has like a bit more achievements during this period with all the records he broke and actually winning 2 tournaments, so and yeah, that's most of the people in S and S plus, and the person who, for me at least, finishes, who like closes up the S tier, person who we haven't seen in a while, and so it will be probably not the most obvious pick, but I think VoxJ is like one of those players who can like not play for like months and then just come back and destroy most of the people because he has an insane mechanical skill. Like VoxJ is like the Blitzer of like new gens because Blitzer didn't like play as much as other sweats back in the day, but his mechanical skills were just insane. Like I remember he just like broke like 3 records in a row, like were like mostly like movement and like crafting stuff, like workshop, and he just didn't even submit them because he's like, yeah, I don't really care. It's like normal for me. And Vax is like very similar to Blitzer. I miss Vax too, but I invited him to 3v3 and he said he might be playing in the next ones, but I don't know, he might be just very busy with school. We'll see. Maybe he'll come back for another like summer tournament, one of them at least, so I will definitely message him asking about if he could join. But yeah, so Vax doesn't have, compared to Cobb, a lot of the participations, a lot of games in 1v1s, but the results that he had in the only tournament he played were really good. And I think he also like did get like one of the records during that time period. I think he either tied Jungle Jump or improved his Spider Maze record, so he doesn't have any records right now. I took both of them, hehe. But like I said, he's like, I feel like because of how insane mechanically he is, he can like come back at any point and still maintain his S tier level, just beating most of the people. And like when I looked at the his PBs, his like game leaderboards for 4-1v1, like he's like, I don't know, his scores were insane. I was like, how the fuck did I beat him? Like my scores were like barely above him. Like I don't know, it's like had a very good day. I think if like I played with Fox like 10 1v1s on the tournament, he probably would be beat me like 8 out of them. But I don't know, depends on my motivation, I guess. So mostly because he didn't play in a while, he's on the bottom of S tier, but I think it's still safe to say that he is like even if he comes back now, he will challenge all of the people above him. So that's well, let me remove bugs from here so I don't forget. That's my F and S plus. Would you guys move anyone up here as well? Well, I should probably start with putting the first the top of A plus, in my opinion. To have some like discussion about whether or not someone should be also considered an S tier. And I think based on all the latest results, this guy is definitely the closest out of everyone right now to being an S tier, in my opinion. Very lonely tree. Like he didn't play it in 4-1v1, unfortunately, but he played in every single tournament since then, and he made it to finals and semifinals both times. And his team got eliminated first in 3v3, but he was the one who got the most points, winning 3-0 against Duke in his 1v1, so... Which, for the record, Vaxj even didn't even do. Like, he couldn't 3-0 Duke, and very lonely did, for what it's worth, but... it's hard to say. Like, I think 3 would like automatically move for me in S tier if he beat Cobb in that insane game, but the gods of party games decided that he was on the wrong side of that story that night. So I feel like he will most likely be an S tier if he plays in the 5th 1v1. Like, I feel like 3 has a good chance on making it into like close to like top 4, maybe in top 4. So maybe even higher. Like, depends on what the bracket will look like for him. And he had a very good games, very good results against players who will be right below him, because all of the people here for me have like played with one another. Well, not between all of them, but most of them like had 1v1s, so I would be like kind of grading them based on the results of those games. So right below him, I think they have to put Nils here, who is very hard to, I don't know, grade his skill, really. Like, he's very consistent in everything, in like playing the game, and like competitive games, and like grinding for PBs and stuff. It just like feels like he's just, I don't know, missing something, like some like big achievement to be an S tier. Like, he got eliminated in quarterfinals of 4-1v1. He got beaten by 3, which is why he's like below him in the Halloween 1v1, even though it was a very close game. And like his team was also eliminated very early in 3v3, and he didn't play after that, even though he had very good results in PB Hunt. So it's like he's like it feels like he's maybe not, I don't know, mechanically as good as 3 in some of the games. His consistency across everything is like insane. And he just like needs like, I don't know, something like really good to put him in S tier. And like the same for records. He has a lot of top 2 and top 3 placements, but barely has any actual world records. I don't even remember. Does he have a world record right now? Is he currently a record holder? No, he doesn't have any. He had like monthly wins when they just came out, so he barely got above menu. He was like 1300. He had the Volcano when it was solo allowed, and he never had the record without solo attempts. And he had Chicken Rings 1.16 a few times, and I think that's basically it. So don't ask a woman her age and his salary. Nils, his peak jousting win rate. His win rate in peak jousting against me is okay, at least. Which makes us very similar in that regard. We're very good across all games, except peak jousting. So, yeah. No. Yeah. As I was saying, Nils just needs like something like some very big, very good achievement to like solidify him as like S tier, because I think he has like enough playtime, enough skill to be part of this group, but he just needs like he needs to like stop getting like top 2 or top 3s in some of the games and like break a very like big record, a very good one, or like beat someone from like S tiers, because I think he can probably do it for most of them, and just not necessarily like finishing high in the tournament, but just like beat someone above him. And for me, I think it will solidify him as S. But now him and 3 are like just within the range, just within the reach of the one of the highest tiers. So hasn't he had a shit ton of top 2, top 3 times, but not many top 1s? Yeah, that's what I was saying. He has a lot of top 2 and top 3 scores, but he doesn't have any world records, and his world records weren't like I don't want to say impressive, but they were like I said, monthly wins, which he got only a bit above the requirement of 1,000 wins. Volcano, he had only when it was solo allowed, and he didn't have the record before or after solo attempts were removed, and he had 116 chicken rings that only like 3 or 4 people were playing, so really hard. And he doesn't, and it was like all of that was before 4v1 tournament, so I don't think he had any records since the start of 4v1. So unless I'm remembering it wrong, let's actually go to Paddy Games top scores and let's see if, how many top 3s he has. He has like 8 right now. He has Pig Fishing, 2nd place, RPG, 3rd place, Chicken Rings, 3rd place, 2nd place, I mean, sorry. 3rd place in Jungle Jump, 3rd place in Shooting Range, and 3rd place in Volcano, 3rd place weekly, 3rd place monthly. So yeah, 8 top 2 and top 3 scores, but not a single top 1, so... Hi, I want to... Thank you, that's very nice and very useful. I do not need it. But thank you for the offer. Very nice of you. Man, imagine if I got Volcano World Record with that random. You talking about that, what's it called? The one that you had in PB Hunt? that could be quite funny. I think this might happen one day. Like you just like like someone breaks bombardment or volcano or like anvil split with just in random lobby or animal slaughter. Probably IL, to be honest, but yeah. I forgot to remove Nils from this list. Okay, and right below Nils, going back to tier list. Wait. Oh, there he is. I thought I didn't include him. Key Spider. Mostly because of his loss against 3. Even though there was a certain person interfering and a lot of like banned games as well. But even without them, I think Spider would have still was still losing quite a bit to 3. He had like a very confident first game, but he didn't have any randoms at all, and after that just went downhill for Spider. Like Spider is just like Nils for me. He's like been within the reach of S tier for a longest time, but he just doesn't have. He just needs something to get him there. I think one of the things that can bring him closer is if he starts playing and gets Lab Escape record, which he might get because he's pretty good at it. Although he did lose to Cobb in all Lab Escapes, I think, so maybe Cobb is actually closer to that than Spider, but he was calling himself a Lab Escaper, so maybe he will get it at one point. Although he doesn't play too much right now, so I don't know. Spider had a very big pop-off against Ken and especially Levy in the 4-1v1. But his other results weren't as impressive, but still very confident, like mid A+ tier player. On a good day, very close to S tier, and maybe if he will get motivation, maybe if he will fix his fucking spoon malfunctions, he might be getting high. Not higher. He might be getting higher in the list. But I think Spider used to be closer for me, but what bumped him down significantly is his game against Cobb, who is S tier, so should be around his level, and like Spider wasn't able to get a single game and wasn't as close to beating him as he was like beating 3, for example. So and like I said, because of all those people being are being graded based on their actual like 1v1s between them, right below Spider we have Hey Levy. Rest in peace, Levy, person who is no longer in the community, and I don't know if they will come back ever, because they had to delete all of their like social, not all of their socials, but I know they had to like delete Discords because of like strict parents and stuff, so we might not see Levy again for quite a while. But I think his placement here is pretty I don't know, confident. Well, he was S tier for me before 4-1v1, but because of his insane consistency and like he has a lot of like games where he's like basically like top 3, maybe top 1 player, like minecart racing, RPG, like pig jousting, all of his like best games. Or his like results weren't as good. Like he lost to Spider, he almost didn't make it out of the group stage, almost losing to Vacuum Cleaner, which was a very unexpected game, which I will be talking about later. And Rip Levy, and he had like pretty okay like PB hunts in 3v3. I don't know. He had good scores, but he wasn't getting a lot of points because of his scores, because his scores were like very good. He was like mostly getting them from what I remember, because his opponent's scores weren't as good. They were just he was playing against Big C and Sky Parkour, who played way less than him among the years. So, and the first time he got against opponent with similar skill, he couldn't play as much. So, fortunately, cannot really grade him based on that. But from I don't know, based on his results in 4v1 and just the fact that he hasn't been playing in a while, I think like him being right below Spider, who he lost to in that 4v1, I think is a pretty good place for him. So, immediately a sad song when we started talking about Levi. Rest in peace. He's not dead, but he will be back. He will be back with the milk chat, I believe. And now we have the bottom of A+, which I don't know who I should put between the two players I have in mind here. I should put higher, but I think it would be better to put them like that. Have Fizzy and Ken here, with Ken being slightly above, which completes the A+ tier for now. So just Fizzy, he is definitely a very high skilled player, but A+ S tier for sure, one of those in skill. It's just he doesn't play too much anymore. Like, he had good results against Twist, against KK, not the worst result. And he did beat Sky Jigsaw in the Halloween 1v1, but all of those results are just accompanied by him dropping out. Basically out of all of the tournaments he played, because for like fatigue, the health issues. So hard to grade him. He doesn't play too much. He doesn't get too many PBs or records anymore. So, but he's still like on like SA plus, definitely skill level. So I think bottom A plus is good for him, and which is why Kenneth. I don't know. I just like don't know who would have won, like if they had a 1v1 against each other between Ken and Fizzy, but like based just on the fact that Ken has been able to maintain the like pretty good skill level on around the same level as Fizzy across all the tournaments he played, is just what puts Ken for me higher than Fizzy. And like it was easier to grade all of those players because they had a bit more achievements than Ken and Fizzy, and they did play most of them against each other. And actually, never mind. Ken played against Spider and Nils, I remember. I don't think he played against Levi or Tree though. I don't think he did, no. But he did play against Nils and Spider, and both of those games were really close. Especially with Nils, but it was pretty while ago. So Kenneth also had a pretty weird game with IL, like who is S tier for me right now. But both of those games, first two games weren't as close because of unfortunate starts, and the games that didn't have the expand games and like very heavy star war of games. Ken did very good against AL and actually beat him one of the times, so I feel like Ken will be moving up a bit, maybe above Levy, because Levy will be probably out of this tier list if he doesn't come back at the end of 5th 1v1, and most likely above Spider, who just doesn't play too much, so you might see Ken getting closer and closer to S tier. Anyway, we have 1v1 before and Fizzy 1 before the 4th 1v1. Yeah, but I only take in consideration time between 4th 1v1 and the end of Christmas 1v1, basically. So I trying to make this tier list as accurate as possible to the current skill level, because comparing people like certain someones do, like they put the peak skill, like how do you like compare people who played 2 years ago and right now and like never like played in any like close to each other like conditions or circumstances? That's like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like it makes it even more vague and subjective, and I'm trying to be somewhat objective here, somewhat. So I think Ken has a very good chance of moving towards the high A+ tier, and if he gets finally some faith in himself, because he has skill to be one of the best, if he gets some faith in himself, he might even get to S tier one day, I think. So that concludes the top 3 tiers. Oh, 2.5. How much you want to consider S plus is a different tier. So you guys have any objections so far? Any people who you would have like moved around in those tiers? Who you might like put, like, I don't know, might consider Nils as S tier, or maybe like Vax as like, I think, low A+ because he doesn't play. I don't know. Well, see, this is like, this part was easy. Starting with A tier, this is where it gets harder, because the lower we go, the less games people have played in those tiers, so very hard to grade someone in those. Also, why do I have contrast in here? Khan only played 1 game against Cheetah, and I said I'm not putting people who have played 1 or less, so removing Khan from here. I was originally gonna put him around A or A+, but yeah, I don't think it's fair to say what his skill level is, so that's why like we don't have people like Ugal here, who is probably also like A+, A tier player, but she only played 1 game in the 4th 1v1 and couldn't play the rest, so Khan gets banned live on stream, yeah. Just banned him from the tier list. Not allowed here anymore. And I know I said I'm basing those tier list placements on the 1v1s between players, and like usually like if someone beats a person close to them in the list in the 1v1, they are higher. However, there are always exceptions in this list, and this exception is fucking Keiki Plays, who did beat Fizzy, but also didn't beat Fizzy in a 1v1. It was certainly a game that happened in the party games tournaments. Yeah, Keiki is just special in everything. Like he certainly has the skill of A+ and maybe even S tier, but and he technically did beat Fizzy, but also he didn't. It was like a very hard game because they played 5 games, they were tied at the end of those games, and in the 6th game, Keiki actually could have tied the game up again, and he just stopped because he was like, okay, Fizzy is not feeling well, I will just concede. And all of that could have been prevented if I was there, because what happened is during one of the games, a random left at the end of Ho Ho Ho, causing Fizzy getting on the leaderboard when he wasn't supposed to, tying up one of the games. Not tying up, but giving Fizzy a 1-star win in one of these games. And like, of course, this one little detail, this one little moment of random living was like what caused the game, basically, what decided the game, because if it didn't happen, Keiki would have tied up the game and won the 1v1 way earlier, before game 5 and game 6 specifically. And like what ended up being on the results, but they had to go into the more games, and Fizzy technically won, but also Keiki didn't really want to play anymore, and like I think both participants were confused. They thought they would go into game 7, which is not a thing and never will be. So it was just a confusing 1v1, but I think despite that, Fizzy is just a bit more consistent. Keiki is like a wild card. I don't know. How do you grade this guy? Like he's just like, he can. I remember he went up against Levi, and in one of the games he got like 9 stars, and in one of them he almost beat him. Like, how? He's just like so, like he's the definition of like wild card and like inconsistent player who can just pop off and beat everyone like above him in the list. So I don't know, but I think like top A tier is like, because of all that, it's a good place for Keiki. So party gamer of all time. He is certainly a party gamer of all time. Oh, we'll see. Maybe it will be easier to grade him after the next 1v1, which he might participate in. He did come back to the community after like a year or more of not being on the server, so. And also, there is like a stat not many people know. I don't know if I mentioned it on stream or not, but the only 3 people who played in all big 1v1s, in all 4 of them, are Cheetah, me, and Keiki. So he has been in all of them, and he did make it to top 4 once in the second 1v1, and almost did it in the third 1v1 as well, where he barely lost to Oogle in a game that was very similar to Cobb IL, where Oogle won by like 1 or 2 stars in game 1, and then they tied game 2 and 3. So didn't make it to quarterfinals in the fourth 1v1, but he was close, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. Now, the rest of A tiers. I forgot who I put, who I had for A tier in mind. Let me look at all of those cool names. I think Panda Bro DK, a guy who we haven't seen since 4th 1v1, but his results were kinda hard. Like, he beat Oogle 3-2, he won against CJ, not as confidently, like a 3-1 score. He did drop 1 game, but still made it out of the group stage after like even though he wasn't even supposed to be in the tournament, like he signed up after the signups were closed because someone dropped out, I think, and we kind of had to put him in one of the groups. So, he did tie up one of the games against Cheetah, who, even though didn't have any practice, but when does this guy ever practice? When does he ever need to practice, honestly? So, which is like, and also I think in like half of his games he didn't even had like the most optimal like client and stuff. He wasn't able to see the freaking name tags in Animal Slaughter, which caused him to have a pretty bad performance in this game at the start. So I don't know how different the games, the results would be for him if he did have good client. Yeah, Ugal did win more rounds in that match. That's also a thing, but what can you do? Like, we mostly looking at the actual overall results, and Panda did win this match. I think it was the first ever reverse sweep in the best of 5 format. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember, because there weren't any like best of 5s before that match other than the finals, and like not a single final before that had a reverse sweep. So and the same goes for semifinals. So yeah, I think Panda is the first reverse sweeper, which is also worth something, I guess. And there are not that many reverse sweeps that have been. I think Cobb is like the only one on that list as well, other than Panda. So it's a very rare occurrence in the party games server, in the party games tournaments. So the rest of A tier is like hard to create from what I remember. I think I would put Wire here. Wire has just like always been like a tier player. Like it's just like, if you need like a perfect example of A tier, it's probably Wire. I should probably like say who the it's hard to say who is the perfect example for those tiers, but Wire is like just the perfect A tier player. He's pretty good across most of the games. He knows what he's doing. It's just like not really enough practice or enough experience to be higher. Just, you know, always person who can do good, who can get like out of the group stage or get like quarterfinals in the tournaments, but probably not gonna get higher than that. That's just Sky is a bit lower for me because of mostly inconsistencies with her games. Though she did had a very close game against Var, but I think after that, if I remember correctly, she lost to Fizzy, even though she did get one of the wins. She lost to Ayel, and she not barely, but somewhat won against Faye in the 1v1. It's hard to say for Sky because I don't know, she's pretty inconsistent, and like if I put Sky against like any of the people here, I would like, I don't know I doubt she would win, but like I feel more confident about Wire and people who would be slightly above her. Like I don't know. Unless you mean Sky Parkour, which I don't think I don't think Sky Parkour is on that level. She was at one point. I think Sky Parkour was an A tier for me, but maybe my impression is skewed because she played well against me. I don't know. Yeah, it's you probably have better knowledge on her because you did play against Sky, but I didn't have any experience. I think. Yeah, I don't think I've ever played against Sky, so it's hard to say. Like Sky does have a very uh, like quite a few pretty good games, but like she's just like very inconsistent. So I can like eight tier players are usually like the consistent across all like across most of the games. Don't look at Keiki. He's special. And I don't know if she has that consistency. Like she is in like high B plus for me. I'll put her there later, but it's like hard to say because also like she didn't play as much with people around the skill level. I think she has, because who were her opponents? Flyer, who didn't play too much. You, who is like one of the best. Wire, perfect example of A tier, and like was a very close game. Like it was like neck and neck. And then who Sky played against? Fizzy, who is also A plus, and like he did drop one game against her, and Faye, who is like around here somewhere as well. I don't know. I think Sky might be low A, might have been low A if she like had like I don't know if she won more confidently her games against like Faye, and just not one, just played had a bit more confident results for me. I don't know. It's very hard to say. What happened with the music? Yeah, please continue. uh, because like the two people who will be here had I don't know, way more impressive and like a bit more fresh. Not actually fresh, but like I don't know. Whenever I think of them, I'm like, damn, they can like pop off and like get really good scores against people in like starting from Wire and up to like Spider maybe, because the bottom two players of A for me are Twist and Idamar. Probably not very very obvious picks for this for the lower tier, but Twist is like I don't see many people talk about him. He is so like underrated, and I'm sad he couldn't play in Christmas Only One. Like he signed up and like then had to drop out at the end, and like but he like his results in 421 then 0 on the 2 0 to on the guesses. Wait, what were your guesses? You guessed Sky for A tier, and who else? What was your second guess for the remains of A tier? Yeah, Twist is insane. Like, I remember playing against him once in just a random lobby, and this guy was beating me in some of the games. And like, he did beat Fizzy once, and had a very good game against Sirius, and he played against Sant. Oh yeah, Sant, you played against both Sky and Twist. Who would you put higher? Like who do you think performed better? Because I remember, didn't Twist tie one of the games with you as well? That would be Juke and Tab. Lol. Yeah, they're like close to A tier. They're both high B plus among with Sky for me. It's like I said, it gets very vague and harder the lower we will go. So I did drop again against Twist Eye, but I was strong. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I see. Yeah, I don't know. Just like Twist seems to have like a lot of like very good mechanical skills and like some crazy pop-offs that I've seen from him. He just like I don't think he can play too much because of school. Just kind of just like Wax, but I think if he will play in uh, the next one, he has it's more likely that he will move up in the tiers rather than down. Hold on. But yeah, Twist is also good at the games I'm bad at, shooting range, minecart racing, chicken rings, that sort of thing. Yeah, that is also a factor that's that I can't really consider because I didn't look in every single game and I can't look in all of the games for people in the lower tiers. Like to like compare who is like good, who is better across most of the games. I can only judge by like 1v1s they had against certain people, so I think I had close games against Itamar and Wiz. Don't remember if you played with Twist in any tournaments, but yeah, Itamar is low A because he has a very good experience with the just playing the game consistently, and he finally started playing in the tournaments. He played in 3v3, but as a wins grinder, and he did had 2 games in Christmas 1v1, which is why he is here and like Denias is not. And both Denias and Ken, his opponents, like seem to be like better on the paper than Itamar, but he just played so well. He just like was very consistent, was very good, and like close to winning all of those 3 games. And he did win against Denias, who I think was high B plus, low A tier as well. So uh, I think if he like had a bit more confident performance against Ken, like if he like actually like won one of the games and like didn't like tie or lose both of them, I think he would be a bit higher for me. But low A tier for Itamar I think is pretty much perfect position. I know. I was thinking of maybe like because he didn't play much like anywhere between those positions, but decided to stop on low A for him. I think Twist only won Nils a lot and some games were close. Yeah, I think I've seen some like Nils posting the results, and I think Twist actually managed to get some of the games, managed to win. Yeah, that's basically like half of the tier list already. And we like an hour and a half in. It's okay. Probably will be faster with lower tiers. Let's see. I do want to take a small break before we continue, because we might be here for a while. So I'll be right back in like 2 minutes. So. Okay, I'm back, chat. We'll try not to take that many breaks till the end of this tier list at least. Because that goes the harder tier, and probably the biggest one. Like, I think before I excluded some of the players because I didn't play as much, I think B plus was like the biggest one for me so far, and like the hardest one to like determine, I would say. I still argue in my head who I should put it like at the top of it. Like, I had like the most doubts about. And I think I will put Tab on top of B plus. And he's like similarly to Wire, the kinda representation of this tier. He is like the most B plus player. Like every time I make this tier list, Tab is always here. Tab is always B plus. Like he's almost just within the range of A. Just doesn't have like similarly to Nils with S tier, like one very good result to get a bit higher. So, and I did had him at like low A. First time I was like having it in my head, but then I was like trying to think if he was like, I don't know, he would be able to beat people in A tier. Though I did had Khan in this tier before, but I don't know. It just seems like he's like he's a very consistent player across all of the games, but he's like overall level like of this consistency of this skill he's consistent at is like just barely within the reach of A, just always like slightly below for me. Like he did win against Pei, who will also be in B plus but lower in the fourth 1v1, although those games were pretty close, and he lost to Cheetah. Didn't get any like good I wouldn't say close games, it's just like it felt like no matter what, Tab wouldn't be able to get Cheetah to drop at least a single game. And in the game against Nils that Tab really wanted to have, maybe because of lack of practice, but he also wasn't able to get a single game, even to tie one up, so which is not like the case for other people in this tier. Like Panda Brody K managed to tie with Cheetah, like Twist won against Fizzy, Itamar like got to win or the reach of beating Ken. So all of the people above him managed to get somewhat closer than him to beating top players. And even like recently he played against Cobb in the Christmas only one and also didn't manage to get closer to beating him. So I think mostly based on those results, Tab is like very confident, almost A tier player, but not enough. Just he doesn't not A yet. No. Though I do think he has a chance to get A tier next time. But for the amount of time he stayed B plus for me, it's like I don't know. Just feels, I guess it might just feel weird for me putting him higher, but I don't know. And right below him, Pixel Rush. I think, also not really, I mean, very like similarly to Tab. She just like didn't have as much of a like good result against better players as people in A tier had, like still solely because of those, and because unlike Tab, she's like way less consistent. Like, if Tab and Sky played, I think Tab would have had more chances to win. And I think they did play, but it was before 4-1v1. Right before it. It was like a 1v1v1 tournament in Nils's server. And I think it was Sky, Tab, and Nils, and they were all tied up before round 8, which was chicken rings with 1.16 allowed, so you can guess who won that. You can guess who won that match between them. So, was close, but we haven't seen them in a 1v1 against each other. I mean, we technically did, but it was a wins grind 1v1, which is not really something we can consider too much. Especially since both of them didn't feel like playing at all. The results were pretty much obvious by this point, so. And right close to both of them, basically on the same level, I would say Juke. Just same as Tab, basically. Very consistent, extremely even more consistent than Tab across all games. Just his overall level is not too close to the best players. Like, he has some games he doesn't feel too confident in, like similarly to Tab, those like Lab Escape and Workshop. He does have some like pop-off games, which used to be Jigsaw, but he didn't play it too well in the last tournament. Like, he managed to lose to Faye in Jigsaw Rush. No offense to Faye, but his PB is like 3.1. Maybe no, it's like sub 3, isn't it? And Faye's PB is like 7 seconds. So I was very surprised and very happy when it happened, because it did give us some points. Some good points in 3v3. That 1v1v1 was my first competitive match, and I was against Cobb and Cheetah. What the hell? I do not remember that. Wow. Yeah, that's that is certainly a start of a career. That is certainly a start of Ken's competitive career. It reminds me of how D got introduced to party games community. Because I think Ugle put them in a game with her, me, and Doogie, and I think someone else. and he was like, what the fuck? So, yeah. Yeah, although Juke, I don't know if he... I heard that Neil said something about Juke retiring from party games, which I don't know how true it is, because I didn't see anything from Juke about it. In the party game server, at least. But he did improve quite a lot, because since his first appearance in the 2v2 tournament, like his 4-1v1 what's called performance was way better, and like he did manage to beat Wax once. He's not A tier because he just, I don't know, everything after that wasn't as good. He lost 3-0 2-3, he lost 3-0 to Khan. Wait, I'm stupid, Khan played 3-1v1s. Never mind, Khan didn't play. I thought he played one game and that's it. Never mind then, hold on. We're bringing Khan back. We're bringing him back. I forgot that he exists. I forgot he played more than one game. Oops. Here. You know. Can't trust. I'm stupid. Yeah, my memory is failing me sometimes, but yeah, I can't top A tier. Insane skill, but his 1v1 performances in 3v3 weren't as good. Got 24 started by Cheetah, 3-0'd by Cobb, and 3-0'd Juke, but it wasn't a very confident 3-0, so pro A+ as skill, at his skill, at his like peak performance, whatever you can call it, but lack of practice and results, I think, put him in the top A tier. So, back to B+. Yeah, Juke lost 3-0 to Khan. Juke lost 3-0 to 3 and barely beat Faye 3-2 in the 1v1. So like he like had a very good period in the 4th 1v1, and I think if he didn't play after that, I would have put him a bit higher, probably top B+, maybe low A. But just overall results and performances, I think mid B+ is better for Juke. Who is next? And I think putting the person who got close to beating him right below is makes sense. Faye, and they also had the 1v1 with Sky, where they did tie one game, but lost the first two. And similarly with Juke, they didn't win a single time, but tied up 2 games and lost 1. So still very close games. And Faye always been like top B tier for me. And what was that? Okay, I thought the music stopped again, but it just weirdly cut out. And yeah, I think Faye was always like high B tier for me in terms of skill, but like the fact that they didn't play as much and caused them to be a bit I don't know, caused them not to be as high, even though I know that Faye can be very good at the game. Faye did beat me once in 1v1 in the losers bracket of second 1v1, so but and I was surprised because after Faye barely beat Nexalix after not playing for a shit ton of time, they like actually practiced and almost beat Juke, which and like I'm mostly trying to look at the latest results, which was pretty damn impressive. So I think Faye would probably go a bit down because they still can't play too much, and there are more and more players who like popping in the tournaments and doing good. So, but I will like is pretty confidently will stay in like bottom B+, maybe high B tier, I think. Even if they do participate, so that's kinda what I think. I just remembered about 2 people who I forgot to put in B+, which I think they should be higher than all of those people, to be honest. I was like, there is something missing, something I forgot, and I remember who I wanted to put at the top of B+. It's getting a bit messy, but it's fine. It's against Raptor. Even though they played a bit less than all of those people, which is probably why they're higher than me. Their just overall skill for me seems a bit higher than everyone else in this tier. And I am very sad that they didn't play their 1v1 at the end of group stage, which was supposed to happen, because I had a lot of like, I don't know, thoughts about who is actually better. And like they're like the perfect case of like perfect example of the player who is extremely consistent at all games but doesn't have that many games, that many pop-up games where he could be like basically everyone. And we have a player who is pretty inconsistent but has some insane results in some games, like sub 2 Jigsaw, one of the only 2 sub 2 Jigsaws in the tournament, I think. Says a lot about Raptor. And they did play one game when they were both rusty between each other, like 3 months after the tournament, and NT won by like 2 stars or something, but it can't really, I don't know, take this into account. I just think that if they did play, NT would have barely, but won against Raptors, so. And I think they have a very good chance on beating everyone else in this tier. So, even though, like I said, the fact that they didn't play as much as the rest of the B+ players definitely boosts them a little bit. Maybe they would have been lower, maybe higher, who knows, but just pure skill, I think those two are the closest to A tier players, and have very good potential to be A tier if they played. But we don't see them around too often. Might never see some of them like Seraptor. I've seen that he like removed all of the pings from the server and like hasn't like responded to like people actually like pinging him like his name. So I don't know if he was doing it because of the school or something, or if he actually just like is not interested in party games anymore. So, but we might see NT. He's like still here sometimes, so it'll be interesting. And like I said, this is like the hardest tier for me to make. It was thinking about who fit in it, who like, and who just should be in B, who should be in A, all of those people, and like it is like the hardest to like compare all of them between each other, but this is what I decided to do in the end. That's kind of the end of B+ for me. So, and from the probably the one of the biggest tiers, we go to the tier that is very small. It did shrink a lot because I removed some of the players who originally was in there, but they only played like one game. Like Marky, for example, I would put him in B tier. It's hard to tell based on just one game. And I had to move someone down here who I wanted to put as B+ originally, but I decided to put them on the top B in the end, and it's Vacuum Cleaner 22, a person who also probably gets forgotten a lot nowadays because haven't seen him anywhere after the 4th 1v1, and like he was like just a guy who was like hanging out, like playing in record parties, not going too much for anything, and didn't had any like too impressive like PBs. Like he was like mid, he was like consistent across a lot of games, but it didn't seem like he could do well. Like he was like low B, like high C+ player maybe, and like what was happening at the start of 4th 1v1, he lost to Levy 3-0, he got 24 start by him, he beat Okidoki, but it wasn't that confident of a win, 3-0, that confident of 3-0, like I think the games were somewhat close, and the last game against Levy, which was deciding who was going into the final stage, Vacuum Cleaner, what seemed to be was gonna get 3-0'd again, actually almost won. Like the score was 3-2 and Levy might have been eliminated by Vacuum Cleaner in that tournament, which I immediately boosted him for me, like in the bottom B+, but when I was rewatching that game with Levy, I saw how much Levy was like throwing and not playing on his level. Not like trying to find like an excuse for Levy, but Vacuum Cleaner did get pretty lucky there. So I I didn't know how to rate him. I wanted to put him on low B plus, but we have a shitload of people here already, and I don't know if he could have performed as well against all of those. And really hard to tell because he didn't play after that, but this one game against Levy, this one highlight of him, just puts a very big question mark on his placement, because he showed that he could be like top B plus, maybe like low A tier player, based just on the result, like overall result, because he almost beat Levy and probably would have been an A tier player if he managed to eliminate Levy from the tournament. What a story that would have been, but and unfortunately we didn't see Vacuum Cleaner after that. Hopefully we'll see him again for the next big 1v1, but now he's high B tier for me. High out of 4 players, but it's still the top B tier player. Now, who should I put next in here? I think I'll put Sky Parkour next. Sky always was like a B plus player for me, and I don't know, B plus like right below or like right above the other Sky. But the fact that they didn't play too much recently and the results they had weren't too impressive, I had to move them a bit down in my tier list, because they barely beat Fizzy in the PB hunt, with most of their games were most of their wins in the games being mostly like RNG based and stuff like that, and didn't have too good of a performance against Levy in PB hunt. And they the same goes for their match with 3, but however it's still hard to tell because their only games were against A plus players, basically Fizzy, Levy in PB hunt, and 3 in Halloween 1v1, so hard to grade. Sky, they probably would be higher if they come back and play the game in the next 1v1. I think they could beat some of the people from B plus, but just since we're basing it on the latest performance, I think like mid B tier is like perfect for Sky, and like the same goes for a person at below than Big C, who only played one game, but which is why he should not be on the list. He did play once, right? He played one PB hunt against Levy, so he should not be on this list, right? Whatever. I will keep him here. Because I don't feel like changing it anymore. Yeah, my memory has been failing me. I need to stop drinking. Alcohol is bad for my memory, but yeah, Big C came back after. He's similar to Sky. He was B plus for me. Didn't have too good of a performance in PB hunt against Levy, and Sky performed a bit worse than Big C. Like they lost more games, but I don't know. It feels like Sky, or just because they played a bit more, would have had more chances against Big C if they went up against each other. So I just don't want to remove Big C because that would shrink B tier to just 3 players. I want to keep someone in here. And like Big C is just a person who like played a lot before that. He played in the 2v2 tournament a year ago. It wasn't too long ago, okay? we make an exception for Big C. So I might remove him after the stream though, and maybe like adjust the B and B plus tiers, but probably not. Probably keep him here until the next tournament. Maybe he will play in it. Maybe 3v3 made him interested in playing tournaments again. Who knows? And the end of B tier for me is Swift. There he is. Also, you can see that B tier is just basically people who I don't have too much information on. I know that they're good, but how good they are is just a mystery. I don't know, because Swift played 1v1 match in Halloween against Spider and 1 PB hunt against Sand. And he did have very good scores in PB hunt, but he was going up against Sand. Like, you can't, like, it's like hard to beat this guy in PBs. And the 1v1 he had against Spider was like pretty impressive. Like, he tied up first game and almost won the second one. And I don't think they had too many banned games where Swift got a lot of points. So, like, pretty good performance, but just not enough information for me, I would say. And like, just slightly not as good of results for being higher, but I think Swift will probably play in the next tournaments and might move up a bit, say like mid B plus. It's we might see him in low B, in mid B plus, maybe low A. Who knows? Yeah, B tier was B tier is just like here. It just exists. It's just people who don't play as much, and I have no idea. And they might do good, they might do bad. But yeah, I don't know. B and B plus are the hardest tiers for me, so. But we are done with them, kinda. What are your guys' thoughts on the B and B plus? Who would you move? Because I think there are like a lot of people who could be moved in here based on how you consider this, what the skill is in the party games. So we will be moving to the people with not that many games or overall good results at the end. Because most of these players, not most of them, I think it's all of the players who lost both of their games in the 4-1v1, so it will be mostly a comparison of like how they performed, basically, against like put up against each other, basically. Like if we compared their overall tournament results against each other, that will mostly be our what I will be basing their placements on. So and like this is the tiers that will like have way less like, I don't know, dependent on the placement. Like it will matter way less, and like the same goes for B tier, kinda, who is in which place, because it's like gets really vague here. So starting up with It's Me Flyer, obviously. I think the only obvious position here, because basically a very good performance against Wire, his friend, who he wanted to play against, and he did win the first game, which like, it's like, what the fuck? He's like a person who just joined the community, has 50 wins, and only isn't known for like being a friend of Wire. just goes into the tournament and wins his first game, and it was like, wow, 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 calm down. And he's kind of the, I don't know if he is the inventor, but he is the first person to use it in the tournaments. The strat that is for some reason called wire jump, but Flyer was the first one I've seen doing it against wire in the tournament in workshop, where you, if you have a very bad ping, you can jump out of the crafting table towards the villager, reducing the time you need to spend on moving from it later to submit a craft significantly. So yeah, Flyer is the inventor of wire jump, but Flyer S++, yeah, he influenced the game more than anyone else above him, like, technically. So technically, but he did lose both of his games with getting only managing only to get one win against Wire, one round. So I usually put people who got 0-2'd, who got 0-2 overall win rate in big tournaments in C+ and C. So, but out of all players here, he's probably the best chance to be higher if he plays more in more tournaments. So, but now it gets hard. I do not know who to put next. Because all of the people below Flyer, like I said, could be changed. Just because we don't have too much information on them at all. What's going with my music? Hello? I think it kind of broke. YouTube is being wacky. Yeah, and I think I will put. Actually, never mind. I'm stupid. Not all of them were too old. Yeah, because Liam did win one of the games. Yeah, I forgot about that. I am stupid. Okay. Yeah, that's you can tell that I'm being very objective with this tier list, that I don't even remember all the results. Such a tournament organizer I am. Yeah, Liam did win one of the games against Sprickster. However, his results against higher players like Niels and Ken weren't too good. And I know, I feel like Flyer would beat Liam, especially considering that he has way less practice than Liam does. So, though Liam did improve since last time he played in 2v2. Like, Liam it does feel like Liam is like more confident now with his results, but still pretty low on the list, because mostly probably because of the experience he had before. So know how to phrase it better. And right below him, there's a person who we haven't seen as well in a while, and okay, but definitely someone who did pretty well in their 1v1s. I think Clark has a good potential because his stats in a bunch of other games are really good. I have no idea how, if you're talking about other arcade games, how good he is there. And I don't remember exactly his how good his stats were in the like game leaderboards and stuff. So, but you might be right. I think Flyer has a good chance of being way higher on the list. Cirrus, we didn't see them since they lost to Twist. They managed to tie one game with Keiki, but for what it's worth. And you know, Cirrus seem to like just appear out of nowhere and like already like be like very confident, like have good results. Like they almost got like big jousting record on the first day of them being on the server, which made me a bit sus of who this person is. Like I thought Cirrus was someone's alt because they verified instantly when they joined the community and instantly bots like use some of the arcade bot commands, which is not too sus, of course, because like maybe they were in other arcade servers. But then next day, basically they're sending like a screenshot or like a replay of them getting 7 kills and just instantly talking about how they had like AFKs and last hits and like not them having, but something about AFKs and last hits, which means they just like, which means they read the top scorer's doc and what was written on it, which is rare for Pati gamer to read something. To read what was actually written, so it was a bit sussed out, but I have no idea who would be, whose alt it would be, and like can't really tell anymore because I haven't seen them since that lost to Twist, but certainly did had a very okay results, like which would put them in C+, like good results compared to the other people in those tiers, let's say. So who should I put next? I guess I'll put CJ in here. Yeah, the winner of 3v3 tournament is in C++, but his performance in 3v3 is not really affecting that much since it was only wins grind. But he, like, it's hard to say because he had one game against me where he only won one round, but he had a pretty confident game against Panda because Ugl had to drop out, and he did manage to beat him once, so... And I have no idea how he would perform against Ugl, so once again, hard to say what his actual skill is, just purely based on tournament results. Though him like being on the winning team in 3v3, I would say does boost him a little bit in my mind. Just like I cannot put the tournament winner in C tier. Like he did contribute quite a lot, so there's maybe like 1 or 2 positions, and I think the bottom C plus is probably Ellie, who had one of the weirdest and probably worst results in 4th 1v1, but accompanied with a lot of like actually good like just individual game performances, which is always the case for Ellie. Like she is pretty good in some games, like in like pig fishing, for example. I remember her beating Ugl in 1v1 pig fishing when Ugl had the record, and like it just seemed like Ellie just didn't really get lucky because she only played against Cobb and Juke, who were like pretty good players, and she wasn't even supposed to play in the tournament, and she didn't play against Marky because he had to drop out, so we can't rate her based on that match as well. But like and like she was like in the games where she was like actually trying and like didn't have the meld like a breakdown over not overplaying against big good players, she performed pretty well for a person with for the person who lost both of their games. So, like, probably the least consistent player out of all C+, but her pop-off games is what puts her in C+, that she has potential to beat good players at some of the games. So I think CJ is a trackpad gamer. Yeah, he is. That is true. I remember it now. He said that he is playing on trackpad, which makes his which probably puts him up a little bit in my rating as well, because not enough to pass series, but the fact that he's playing on trackpad and still getting pretty okay results, it says something. So, and that's C+, and the remains of C tier can't really say much. All of them got free out twice in their games. So really hard to. I think I had them in this order, mostly based on their like star averages in the start leaderboard for 4-1v1, but wasn't really thinking about it too much there, because they basically have the same results, basically they're around the same like averages and stuff. So Sara a bit higher because they have like one pop-off game, which is shooting range. Actually no, two, big joystick as well, where Sara actually does very well, but overall, and I don't know how to compare all those, so they're basically on like the same position, same tier. So, and that's kinda it. It's kinda it for this tier list. But I almost spent like 2 hours on it. Damn. It wasn't 7 hours. So, but that's what I think. The current skill level based on the results since the start of 4-1v1. Based on all the results since the start of 4-1v1. That's what it looks like. With the exception of Big C, maybe, because he did like play less. I don't know, should I remove him? Should I remove him? B tier would look very, very small without him, but I think it would be better. So everyone is in the same boat as him. Not as him, everyone just in the same boat, like that you had to play at least 2 games in the tournaments, either 1v1 or PB hunt. So yeah, 3 players of B tier, but it's fine. It's fine. That's what I think. Oh, and also it makes it nice. I don't have to scroll down. You could see the full tier list here. So nice list, thank you. But do you guys have any things you wanna change? You would have done differently, maybe, if you were doing similar lists? So, and yeah, I will be doing one after 5th 1v1, which would be hard to do because I would be excluding 4th 1v1 since it was a longest time ago. So it would be another hard tier list, but maybe it will be more accurate because I will do it like right after big tournament. You're gonna post this in the PG server? Probably not. I don't know. People that don't really like tier lists based on the skills and stuff. And like, I know it's like not like an official tier list or anything, it's just like my opinion, me being goofy and silly. Fair enough, yeah. We're the only based people here who enjoy tier listing. So yeah, that's about the that tier list. I have no idea what to do for the if I want to do another tier list at all right now. I had like an idea about like the tournament games, but I don't know. It's harder to do anything outside of just player player skill levels. Yes. Make party games game list. Okay, I can do that. We can compare it to the one that I did before. I can just do it here to see if lol. Could just do it here. Why not? Grinder tier list. Grinder tier list. Who would be in the grinder tier list? Just top 25 players or something? I don't know if anyone is grinding too much outside of top 25, maybe. And it's also hard to say because not many people have been grinding recently. I'll do party games game tier list first, and then we'll see. Bullet row. It's a game. It will take quite a bit, but what is it? Okay. How many games are there? 26. And I think I had like 5 in each tier. Didn't have like any 8 tiers. I only had like 5. Yeah, I didn't have like yeah, I had only 5 tiers for party games. And last time I tried to put each like 5 games in each tier, maybe 6 in one of them. I think I had 6 in B tier, so we'll try to do it a similar way. Where is it? One row below. Because we are for equality here, obviously. Yeah, that's what it would have looked like. Grinder tier list. I'll try to do grinder tier list after that. Do we have any like, I don't know, actual list of party games? Oh yeah, we do. To have it here. All of them in the alphabetical order, just like I need. Oh gosh. Is it on a different font size? No, it's the same as this one, right? Oh, this one is even bigger. What the fuck? Okay, we'll make it bigger, why not? And I want to remove those big borders. Okay. Party games tier list. Party games tier list. Also starting from the top, probably workshop, join the most, and I think the most interesting game in the concept and stuff like that. I also trying to like base it not just on my like experience, but how good the game is for like random players as well. Like just players who are not like sweat, just overall good like designed game. But mostly how I enjoy them. But Okay, now this is where it gets harder. I do not remember how I would put those games, in which order. Probably, probably nowadays I would put Lab and then Jigsaw in that order for me. I used to have Jigsaw higher, but I don't know. It seems that it's just like too short for me now. I enjoy a bit more longer games, like especially if like practicer. Like Jigsaw, just like it's just you blink and it's done. It's not too much depth into it. But, like Lab Escape always was one of my favorites since I was playing back in like 2014-15. I was like the Lab Escape. And like I said, Workshop is like, if I had S plus for games, Workshop would be there probably. Always enjoy playing it. Unless I'm going for 24-hour record, then please do not give me Workshop or Avalanche ever in my life. At this point, I'm pretty much only playing PG to get a better Workshop run. Well, that's understandable. A lot of people do similar thing, but with Jigsaw. But only true chats are going for better Workshop runs, other than Jigsaw. And I also like the fact that they had like more new crafts in this game. Really, I think we need more crafts. Definitely. Harder crafts, better the game, I would say. And although I don't think they can add something harder than freaking piston base. Like, damn. Piston endurance rise up, yes. And I think what I had in S tier for me as well is Ho Ho Ho. The game that I didn't really enjoy too much, and like I didn't really like it for PB reasons because it's purely CPS based. But like it's like one of the games that I enjoy the most just playing, no matter what, no matter like competitively, against randoms, just for PBs. It's like just a nice game. I don't know. Just don't have anything bad to say. It's like very interesting to play, to like strategize how you move, what it requires like sometimes fast thinking with like especially with games where a lot of people are around you just placing their blocks. It's really like Ho Ho Ho. I don't know. And also S tier, last S tier game. What should I put here? What did I had in S tier? Probably Avalanche, yeah? No, I'm kidding. Trampoline, yeah. I mean, it's almost like Avalanche sometimes. Could be argued to be like very RNG, but I don't know. I just like movement-based games, and like Trampoline is not precisely like a regular movement game, and has some quirks to it that makes it fun to play for me, and like a lot of weird mechanics with people just stabbing on each other and like getting launched. I don't know. Always have fun bouncing a little bit of in the game of a little bit of Trampoline, yeah. So the real reason you like HHA is you control D. No, that's not. That is not the reason. I had Ho 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 in S tier before me and D started talking that much. So no, that's definitely not the reason. I swear. D, please do not kill me. So yeah, that's my favorite games probably. S tier. A tier is a bit easier for me. I put Bombardment always, I think, on the top of A tier because it's a pretty enjoyable game and fun to play with like good people, but it's just so fucking boring with randoms. Like Bombardment is one of the games that I just skip when I play by myself. I don't know, it just not enjoyable at all. I think Sand is very right. No, he's not. That is definitely not the reason. Well, like, ho ho ho. So I don't even play fighting games that much with D, because they don't really enjoy it too much, so mostly playing by myself. And Bombardment by yourself is a pretty boring game, so it's always not enough to be S tier for me. What else? Probably chicken rings. I think chicken rings is a good one. It was always like a bit lower for me because of the like weird like glitches and like lags the game had, but it's like mostly my issue, I think. I think chicken rings is fine. Fun to play both competitively and against randoms. So would be better without 1.16. Just saying. Alright. What else can I put in A? RPG? Probably even above chicken rings, to be honest. I enjoy RPG a lot. Very underrated. Oh, that's the wrong color. That very underrated game, has a lot of depth into it and a lot of skill required for it. Just since the first time I played party games when I came back, always enjoyed RPG. Probably would have been better if it wasn't reduced to 60 seconds, because I think it's too low. 90 seconds was a bit too high, but 60 is too low. Like 75 seconds for RPG would have been perfect, I think. But still enjoy the game a lot. Lab Escape is a good game, but makes you feel bad now. Like every time you mess up, it's just, bruh, why did I do that? It was 100% my fault. Yeah, it's kinda... Lab Escape is like one of the pure skill based, like with not that many, not that much RNG involved when it comes to like just 1v1s and like playing against someone else, or like playing for PBs. Like yeah, like you said, is if you didn't get a good score, it's mostly like your fault for messing up. So, but what can you do? 60 plus second RPG is too much. Wait, were you playing party games before Arcade a bit? I think you did. I think you joined with you having 500 wins already. I remember that, so I think you should remember the 90-second RPG. I know, it's just like because of the RPG's concept, like there are a lot of the games that end up in the ties because of how short the game is now, and like we know that Hypixel's tiebreaker system for RPG does not work correctly, so especially whenever someone like dies 0 times, like breaks for some reason, so which makes it a bit pain in the ass for the tournaments, but I try to consider more than just competitive 1v1s for this list. Yeah, I think I had around 100 wins before update. I don't remember too much though. Yeah, that's understandable. It's been over a year. Cool. What else should I put in A tier? I think I will split. Yeah. Enjoy a lot of long games, as you can see. This is long, boring games. I am an old man after all, but I don't know, Annual Spliff, like compared to Volcano, it just probably would be a bit lower. Used to be high for me, but I don't know, just because of the length of the game, and because it always keeps you in the state that you need to always look up and down and be aware of all of your surroundings, is what makes it interesting for me. They're like all the depth in it. Fix RPG by giving everyone 1 HP and make the pigs have 5 times shooting speed. That might work. That might work, and it would value dodging way more, because you could like tank a lot of hits if with 3 hearts. It would be a way different game though. So yeah, 1 HP RPG looks annoying, but maybe better. It's hard to tell because we will probably never get the answer there. And also it has the same issues as Bombardment with nonce, where it's just brain dead, and in 1v1s the first 90 seconds it's just nothing. Yeah, in 1v1s it's usually the first first half, like most of the, or just like most of the like 3/4 of the game is like not as exciting, but it gets very like it picks up the pace a lot at the end. And against randoms, I don't know, I have maybe because I never explore it, maybe it makes it better for me against randoms than Bombardment, because Bombardment I can actually AFK and win the game, and I can do this with Endless Play without exploiting, like, because I would die first immediately. But I like more than half of the games whenever I play by myself, I just AFK in Bombardment and still win. That's, I don't know. In Endless Flip, I don't know, try out like some strats for both 1v1s and wins grinding for 24 hour. I like trying to be more consistent on those to shave off as much time as possible. Or on the other hand, for 1v1s, like to keep as much land around me as possible. So I don't know, just yeah, I find more fun in an split against randoms, but overall Bombardment is still hard for me, I think. Just, I don't know, more I don't know how to explain it. Just more interesting design for Bombardment and Will Spliff, in my opinion. I try not to fall asleep during Endless Spliff. That is also a challenge for some people, yeah. What else? I think I had Big Fishing, usually, as my A tier. It's just like, it is a pretty fun game to play, but it's like way too easy against randoms most of the times, and just in 1v1s it's very dependent on cycles and how good your spawns are nowadays, but still always fun to play. It's a very good concept for me, so it's always like in A, maybe B tier for me. The 1v1 Elspeth's strat is to get on the same last block and outputting them, yeah. Just have a worse ping, easy. Although that surprisingly doesn't happen that often, like from what I've seen through reviewing all Endless Cliff tournament games. Like compared to Volcano, where people basically always have the exact same block. Not always, but in a lot of cases, and where it might come down to ping. Endless Cliff doesn't have this issue. However, it does have the issue of map being too big and like some people getting not that lucky with blocks around them at the end. So now B tier. B. I think I'll just put Animal Slaughter here. Just very what is that called? Just very like mid game in a good way. I can't say anything bad about it, but like not the most enjoyable for me. Just like it just exists. I just like playing it. It's okay. It's just all right, I guess. What else should be in B tier? Oh gosh, probably both shooting games here. With shooting range above Minecraft Racing for me. just because of a little bit of RNG factor where you can get boosted in randoms in minecart. Just like meh. And also like minecarts being a bit weird sometimes. Just like I don't know, the similar games where you both need to get a certain amount of score while only using your bow, like shooting specific targets. But in minecart racing, the targets are static and you always move, and like in shooting range you are static, but all your targets move. So very like similar games, but always prefer shooting range more, and just okay games to play. Not the most enjoyable for me, but yeah, they're fine. And also there is at that point in the skill lag balance where you can never tell if you lost because of shit animal spawns or skill issues. Yeah, it certainly does feel that way in some of the 1v1s, and it's the more people improve in the games and the less updates by the games are getting, the more this statement becomes true for more games, because it's just a lot of people are like reaching like kinda the ceilings of the games and like being around the same skill level, where it just feels like sometimes it comes down to just RNG at this point in the games that seems to have some sort of like high skill ceilings, just because we are just reaching them bit by bit. So why did I not remove RPG from here? Oh my. Probably put Volcano and Dragon Jump. Enjoyment, personal. Because I enjoy playing them, I just don't think they're like that good of a games in terms of the concept and stuff compared to others. Just like to play them with randoms. Not enjoy them in 1v1s. Those two are very stressful for me for some reason. I don't know. This is maybe because of how short they are and how slow I am usually. So and I think the bottom of B tier for me would be probably Super Ship. I know. I used to like that game a lot, but like there are like so many like weird glitches with this game, and like weird like things that happen where like just randoms going through your fucking tail, phasing through it. That's what makes it somewhat annoying nowadays for me. Still enjoy it, especially with now like with the jumping and stuff, and like sometimes doing the jumps, but I don't know. The amount of issues this game has with how weird it is sometimes is what puts it so low compared to others for me. So yeah, that's my B tier, the biggest one. Now we go to the C and D with a lot of games being banned from tournaments usually. I'll just go ahead and put Spider Maze on top of here though. It definitely moves more and more down for me as the time goes, but I used to like it a lot when playing by myself because I never used F5, so I was just like studying all the routes and memorizing them all by myself because we didn't have to roll download as well. So it was a very... Spider Maze was one of the games I was always like looking forward to in like my first 1,000 wins at least. And after I learned the map, it's just like practicing and like getting better scores, maybe like even like practicing for on the fucking what's it called single player world. And so, and because of how much RNG is involved in this game, it's slowly moved down to C tier for me. Still probably the most enjoyable out of the remaining games, but RNG sometimes just makes this game is like meh. Meh. I just got like very unlucky. Okay, fine. um, what should I put next? Probably Frozen Floor. No. And maybe High Ground after. Wait, no. I don't know if I want to put High Ground in C. Hold on. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, okay? Frozen Floor, just the PvP game. Very like not too much like that doesn't have too much depth into it. Just small, small arena like really working snowballs because of the ping issues for me. Like and just fact that you can long as as long as the game like lasts a long time, you can just like kill people with like 1 or 2 snowballs at the end. Just like and like it would have been an interesting concept, like the fact that you can just basically like one-shot someone, but if it was harder to hit people with snowballs, you could like spam that shit and like people won't be able to like dodge it properly. Maybe if CPS for frozen for snowballs were a bit smaller than it is right now, maybe like 2 CPS or some shit. I don't know. Maybe it would have been more interesting, but not the game I enjoy the most, that's for sure. What's up, Ken? What are you surprised about? Is Frozen Floor being that high? Or I don't know. I would probably put Cannon Painting next. Just high. And it's just like Frozen Floor. Not Frozen. Cannon Painting is like a very short game. The concept that I don't like a lot. It's just like I recently enjoyed playing it. That's it. like nothing too bad I can say about it. It's like not a game that I like the concept of and I enjoy a lot. It's like I like sometimes play it with randoms. I don't mind playing it, I would say. And I think the fuck. I think the same goes for pig jousting. Well, mostly similar to Frozen Floor. It's just the movement on the pigs and like the 1.8 combat is like meh. But I did start enjoying pig jousting more. It was like one of my least favorite games, and like as the time goes, it's like as I improve, probably maybe that's the main reason I like pig jousting slightly more than before. So I think it makes sense to put those like kind of a swing games near each other. Now goes the hardest part, because I do not know what to put as the last C tier. What I enjoy the most, but probably Lawnmower. I know, it's like probably weird hearing from the person with world record, but I do not enjoy Lawnmower. Never did. It's always been like, I don't know, kind of boring game to me, and like I found myself skipping this game a lot nowadays when in random lobbies. Just I don't know, just don't enjoy it. It's like there is like it is interesting to do in 1v1s if like pathfinding and stuff, but a lot of the times you just like go in circles and like hope that the randoms or the other 1v1 player doesn't like go in front of you or in a similar way. It's just like I don't know, not the most enjoyable for me. I was really thinking about like putting it in the high D, but these the like D tier games are the ones that I like probably almost never enjoy playing. Starting with Floor is Lava. The only redeemable thing about this game is that I'm trying to get world record back in it, but just because how like close that all the times in this game are in both top scores, in the 1v1s, in just regular lobbies. I don't know. This game is just too easy. It's always been kinda like, and so it makes it like insanely like ping based and like just you needing to basically performing do some like uh frame perfect performances some of the times. So I don't know. Uh, kinda weird for me. I I don't know, to be honest. Like some might say that it's like what makes game interesting, that you need to be literally perfect to win it, but I don't know. It doesn't feel like too much different when I compare my performances in this game. Like I have no idea. Like maybe like if you're like a parkour fucking pro, you might enjoy it, but I'm not a big fan of Floor Lava. And the rest of those are just, I don't know in which order to put them at this point. Which I enjoy the most? Probably Avalanche. Shout out to the fucking Christmas only one tournament. And I don't know, sometimes it's fun with randoms. Same goes for High Ground. Sometimes I'm okay playing 1 or 2 games of Avalanche and High Ground in the day, and then just skipping the rest. Like I can have some fun with those games. Sometimes I play Dive too, but it's like I don't know, not the most interesting game in terms of concept, and like it's like whatever. I don't even I don't even remember how much I play and don't play it, and like it doesn't like matter for me that much. Like I'm absolutely indifferent to this game, and Fire Leapers being the worst still probably because just bad. And it's even like worse now with a cap being there. It's the most glitchiest game. It's the laggiest game. It's just a weird bad concept. Not just like if you can't if you get the person who also plays in F5 and like knows how to jump, how to press spacebar properly, just you and someone else pressing spacebar for 2 minutes and doing nothing else. Just it is meh. Absolutely meh game. So there you go, that's my tier list. I'm interested to see what my tier list looked like last time I did it. Finally, is just 50, 1 block parkour jumps with jump boost 4. Yeah, kinda. I don't like that. Oh, I wonder how to, like, if I can find my tier list, my previous tier list, because I do wanna compare them to the ones that I have right now, to the one that I did right now, to see how different it looks like. I'll just be scrolling through my messages from a while ago. We'll see. Gosh. But yeah, that's about it. That's my tier list for party games. How I like them. Which ones you enjoy? Oh, I enjoy. I mean, which ones you enjoy is like your own thing. What are your guest tier lists? You can just name like your S tiers, I guess. Like, or what you would change in mine list. Cause now there are like a lot of things you could argue about when talking about favorite party games. Just trying to find this tier list. Takes a little bit, okay? I do not remember when I sent it. And oh my gosh, what the fuck is this? Yeah, I sent a lot of interesting things in party games community. And was it? It was like before 2v2? Did I skip it already? Man. Hi D. Why is RPG so high? Because I like it, and it's a fun game. A lot of depth and like ways to improve. What the fuck is that? Yeah, it's just like me trying to find my old tier list. I don't think I will find it at this. I don't know if I even posted it. Or if I'm just scrolling through my old messages for nothing. Because I am at 2v2 tournament right now. I thought it was earlier. It was like earlier this year. I don't know if it was like that long ago. Don't ask else why AJ is. So he likes houses, and yeah, that's... yeah. That is definitely the reason. Oh, I found it. Let's compare it to the ones I have now. So let me just do the magic trick here. I will put the games in the order they are right now. Old list. So, have Workshop and Lab Escape. Trampoline was higher, but it's like the same tier, so it doesn't matter. Jigsaw and Ho Ho Ho, kinda similar order. Bombardment, Chicken Rings, and Will Spliff. Animal Soldier used to be higher, damn. Sorry that I'm switching between tabs frequently, but for the science, okay? All for the science. Pig fishing used to be way lower. Damn. Interesting. What has happened to me? Oh, D tier had the most games. That's interesting. Didn't expect that. Yeah, Super Ship. Spider Maze. Some reason. I guess I just still somewhat enjoyed it back then. So then we have Volcano, way lower. Volcano and Jungle Jump, right next to each other, but in the lower tier. Frozen Floor, Cannon Painting, Lawnmower. Yeah, that all makes sense. Pig Jousting also makes sense to be here. Also was thinking about putting it lower. Dive was higher. Avalanche was lower, but Fire Leapers was at the bottom. That's what it looked like last time. Yeah. Animal Slaughter belongs in B. I guess, yeah. Wow, Dive D spoken like someone with low ping. I'm not taking my ping in consideration that much. Just taking overall experience. Dive is not too enjoyable. It's just a game that exists. It's way too simple. Like, even with like different pings, it's like, especially now with tie break, like the tie system, it's just like just tie most of the time with players who know how to jump. Yeah, I did this tier list, the old one, on October 3rd, 2021, so over a year ago. And that's how much it changed. This is basically. Let me and today is January 7th, 2023. That's how it looks like for me. I should probably be keeping track of my player tier lists like that as well, but it doesn't matter too much. Can't believe HHH is S tier. What do you guys have against HHH? It's a very good game. I like it. Yeah. It used to be like C, maybe mid B tier for me when I was younger. But after 10,000 party games, I went fucking mad. Now I just started enjoying it more and seeing something different about it, I guess. I don't know. Nothing's wrong with just it's just a game though. It's just a game. Though all of those are just games besides Workshop. Workshop is a bit more than just a game. Also, yeah, this is my party gamers skill tier list. Spoilers. For when you will be watching the VOD. But yeah, that's what's I decided on for the past few hours. Why is it called I see you? Because I see you. That is self-explanatory. Now that you're looking at it right now, scroll down more. I want to see the whole thing. It's the whole thing. It just just add more rows in the model. That's it. Just can see everyone. Yeah, you can't escape the big brother. Literally 1984. So, yeah. Alex can see he's fucking Asian. I'm not Asian. You are the Asian here. I am not that. I have a different race, unfortunately. So, chat delay on stream is so little, very clean. Yeah, it's a bug. Shows up almost immediately. I just noticed that you probably can't even see it properly because I have mostly white screen right now, but yeah. I do not know how to stream Google Chrome, so I'm not that smart. Right. Yeah. You guys wanna do one more tier list, or I don't know. It might take another few hours. I think I will be getting ready to ending the stream. Talked too much today. Not even on the PG player list. Yeah, I only included players who did more than one 1v1 or PB hunt since the start of 4th 1v1 tournament. So everyone who played more than one game in 4th 1v1, more than one game in Halloween 1v1, more than just one PB hunt or 1v1 in 3v3, and the same goes for 3v3. For Christmas 1v1, basically, so that's kind of it. So, so I didn't include people who were only doing wins grind, like you, because it's like hard. I was mostly basing it on the like their 1v1 and performance with like PBs and world records. So, and like it's just really hard to tell just based on the wins grinding how good the person is. So I'll get the world record right now. Okay, like the the confidence. fucking watching. Okay, I'm watching. I'm waiting. Oh. Well, I mean, it would be hype if you do it, but I would probably not gonna put you here anyway. Unless you will play in the next 1v1, which I don't think you will. It's gonna be an interesting. I need to start working on it. By the way. I've been busy doing nothing for the past 7 days. I need to step up my game. need to be more responsible. Yeah. It's just like the things I need to do will probably not take me too long. It's just I'm always so lazy to start doing something. I need to get in the mood to start, and then I will get in the just productive and working mood right after I start. So, but not now. Now I am probably ending the stream in a few minutes. How do you guys like this stream, since it's like a bit more unusual one? Just me talking, doing like weird tier lists. Just not playing anything at all. Just chilling for 3 hours, which went by pretty fast. Yes. I know. Whenever I stream, the time always flies by very fast. Because if you guys enjoyed it, I might do more streams like that me just like talking and like doing shit like that. Could be cool. But stream 6. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Well then, I'm glad that you enjoyed. I also enjoy it. I love talking and discussing shit. It's just I don't have much things to discuss other than party games, tournaments, and related to the community. So, yeah. Oh, I will try to come up with something. I had an idea a long time ago to do the like tournament recaps, where I just will be like talking and like maybe showing some replays of all tournaments. But I wanna, if I ever will do one of those streams, I wanna like do a big like preparations, maybe like some like cool overlays and graphics. Like I don't want to just like do them for the sake of doing it. I want to do very like good recaps that like random people like find. If random people like find it, they will understand what is going on and might get interested. So maybe one day I'll do something like that. But now I am out. I'm gonna leave. Thank you guys for hopping on the stream, and thank you for stopping by. Hope you all enjoyed this. I will be back probably not tomorrow, but we'll try to do it within the week. Another stream within a week. Probably party games related. So I will see you guys there. Hopefully I will do more consistent streams now that the first week of January is done, basically. So a good night day. Thank you D. Right, bye guys.